Last Friday, I went to see my favourite rock band, local rock ninjas Jesse's Divide. And they decided to surprise me during their final song by just handing me a guitar, saying, right, we're in E, solo over that. Thanks for that, gents. But after the gig, I was talking to their singer, my good friend Si, and he was discussing one of his pet hates, and luckily it's one of mine as well. And it's drivers who can only drive at one fucking speed. Now, in the UK, in a built-up area, the speed limit is usually 30 miles an hour, which is sensible because you can have kids playing who'd run into the road. In fact, that's part of the UK driving test. The examiner will say, when I hit my clipboard on the dash, I want you to perform an emergency stop as if a child has run into the street. Although where I live, some kids, if they ran into the street, I'd fucking accelerate. Then I'd reverse over them just to make sure. But it's sensible, it's 30 miles an hour. But there are some arseholes who drive everywhere at 40 miles an hour. And you think, oh well, he's just a selfish cunt who doesn't care about anyone but himself. But then when they get to the national speed limit zone, which on a single carriageway road is 60, you'd expect them to disappear like an F-14 being fired off an aircraft carrier with a catapult. No, they're still sat at 40 miles an hour. So then, for mile after mile, you sat right up their exhaust pipe because you can guarantee there'll be nowhere to fucking overtake, doing 40, and then they get to the next village where it's 30 miles an hour and they continue at fucking 40, determined to run some kid over. They're even worse on the fucking motorway, because as you're entering a motorway trying to get up to 70 miles an hour, you're expecting the inside lane to be full of lorries, which are limited to 56. But if you get one of these cunts in the inside lane doing 40, it then means all the Arctics have gone to the middle lane, so every fucker's had to hit the brakes because they're doing 70, they're now down at 55, 56 miles an hour, which means the only lane left open is the fast lane. And if you're doing 56 miles an hour, that's not an option, because that lane is full of Audis and BMWs being driven at 130 miles an hour by wankers who are on the mobile phones. So if you are one of these drivers that only does 40 miles an hour, look down, check if your fucking cruise control's on! Not that there's any point of having cruise control in Britain, you can't get more half a mile without fucking roadworks.